I went into the city a couple nights ago into San Francisco. This is a post I don't want to make because there's a lot of bad press about San Francisco that I'm tired of hearing. And up until a couple of days ago, I was under the impression that it's overblown. And it, you know, it doesn't apply to the entire city, but we were, out on a date night. We, went to the theater, had dinner, and the theater was right in, probably the worst part of the city. And I knew where we were going, so I knew, it's probably going to be bad, but I didn't really know how bad. And I usually don't go to this part of the city, although this part of the city is like, I typically spend time in the financial district. And, this part of the city is only maybe a couple streets over from where I, typically am, or kind of the furthest, into the city that I typically go. So I don't see this section a lot. And it was appalling. It was appalling. It was, it was disgusting. People just living in tents one after another. It's filthy. And then, we drive in, we park, kind of walk through this stuff, and we had reservations at a restaurant that's also right there. And you walk into the restaurant's fine, the restaurant's clean. And I just remember walking in, and there was like this table kind of facing us as we walked in, and people are just sitting there laughing, enjoying themselves. And I'm thinking, this is kind of crazy. Like, these people are acting like what I just saw outside isn't there. And, we were there to enjoy ourselves as well. So it's not like I'm really any different from those people, but it just was weird. And it really affected me seeing this dirt and the state of the city, the state of this part of the city. But it's important, because I think this, the city leaders say, well, okay, that part is what it is, but the, other neighborhoods are doing well. And that might be true. But there's no part of any city in America that should look like this. The people there who are living in the street are living like animals. It's just dirty. And I think what I felt was anger at the city, at the leaders of the city, and really at all of us by extension, because the reason that those people are living in the street and living under those conditions is because at some level we've all said it's okay. Yeah, we feel bad that you're having a hard time in life, and we get that you don't have a solution, and we don't have a solution for you. That's basically what we're saying. Not only is your life hard and you don't really know how to deal with it, but those of us who aren't homeless, who do know how to deal with our own lives, we don't know how to help you. And we don't actually care about you, right? That's really the truth. Like, I think there's this false narrative that we're being compassionate to people who are homeless by not, like, forcing them off the streets or something like that. Like, we owe it to them to let them live there. That's nicer. But there's nothing nice, you know. Anybody who walks through the Tenderloin in San Francisco and says that it's nice, that we're being nice by letting this happen, is delusional. Basically, what it's saying is that we've given up as a society, because these people do need help, right? It's not just a one-way thing of saying, okay, you can't live in the street. Although that is part of it. I think we do need to say that. Like, living in the street is not an option. Okay, sitting up a tent on the sidewalk should not be an option for anybody. But at the same time, we need to provide a solution. And those of us who don't live in the street, who can handle a higher level of functionality, that's part of our responsibility, in society. We pay maybe more taxes for that. Let's build shelters where people can live, get job training, retraining, get psychiatric help, get medical attention. That needs to happen. And at the same time that that's happening, we need to send the message that you can't live in the street. If you can't support yourself, we have a shelter for you, but living in a tent on the street and taking away from the beauty of the city and from the ability of others who live here and are housed to enjoy it is not okay. It needs to be a two-sided message. But, what we're saying now is, look, we're going to pretend we care about you by not forcibly removing you from the street, but we don't care about you. Like, anybody who walks through the Tenderloin and looks at people living in filth, in tents, one after another, it's disgusting, and says, oh yeah, San Francisco really cares about these people, is lying to themselves, right? We've given up on these people. And in a sense, we've given up on ourselves, because what we're saying is we don't have the strength of character. We don't have the standards for ourselves and one another to demand better from these people and say you can't live in the street, and to demand better from ourselves to say, we're going to help you in a meaningful way. We're going to provide an actual solution, because letting people live in the street in filth is not a solution. It's demeaning to them. It's demeaning to those of us who aren't living in the street. It's demeaning to everybody. It's basically just bad for everybody. There's no good being done. People who are telling themselves that they are doing good by allowing this are lying to themselves, and they're lying to all of us. It's disgusting.